Well, I started watching the movie. I don't like it. I'm biased. It's pretty dark. It's 7:06 and I've just recorded myself reading some more pages of Justin's lawsuit. In the meantime, watching the movie. And it's snowing. My view outside right now. And so I'm about halfway through the movie. What I think so far is that it's very disjointed, and maybe I'm too biased at this point to see it any other way. But personally, I do feel like Blake's character is just another version of herself. Snarky, kind of like smart ass, kind of like curt, always trying to say some kind of smart alecky, snarky kind of comment, talks too much. And I don't mean that as a misogynistic thing. I just mean like she's just so like babbly, rambly, snarky and rambly. And I hate for people to be typecast, but it's like Blake seems like the mean person. Blake seems like the rude one. Ryle or Justin Baldoni. It's like he's a great actor, but I'm just not getting the sense that it's not believable that he's abusive. I haven't gotten to that part yet, but it's just like everything about it so far just feels like she's the one. I mean, yeah, there was that one scene on the rooftop where he kicked the chair, and then he talked about how the 6-year-old boy died that day. And it was senseless and all that stuff, which of course it always is. But I don't know. I'm just like, I don't like her. She's just so unlikable. Whereas Justin Baldoni, his character is very likable, and it's like it's just so hard to believe that he would turn around and be abusive. And maybe it's because everything is disjointed. Maybe it's because some of the dialogue just feels so fake and put on, and it feels like dialogue. It doesn't feel like actual conversation. So that's my negative critique so far, and I continue to read the lawsuit. So if you're interested, follow along. So this might be spoiler. If you haven't watched the movie, by the way, watching these videos could be spoiler for the movie. But not only does Blake's character seem super unlikable, super like fake, but it also seems like from the very beginning, she's still in love with Atlas. She never really was that into Ryle. Like, it just doesn't seem like, I don't know. I'm just not getting the sense that she's really that into him. She kept like pushing him off. And now in the restaurant scene, it's like she's already, I don't know. I just feel like she's already totally, she's in love with somebody else. She was never even into him. So again, I haven't gotten to the parts where Ryle starts the DV, but this movie, like, if it wasn't for the fact that I like Justin and I just kind of want to see the movie more as like evidence towards this lawsuit, I probably would have stopped watching it already, because it's so it feels so fake. None of these characters feel real. I mean, Justin's character feels, the more real. The sister seems totally fake. I wonder if her wardrobe was styled by Blake, because it seems to be kind of like similar. Or I wonder if they changed her wardrobe to kind of coordinate with Blake. I don't know. I'm curious about that. But I just feel like, it's just sad, because I would have liked to see what Justin would have done with it if he had been allowed to do it the way he wanted to. And I also would have loved it if it was a different person, not Blake. But she's kind of coming across, her character's coming across as unlikable, fake, like fabricated, and still in love with another guy, like never gave him a real chance. So it's kind of like she's the cheater. I don't know. That's how it feels.
Was no intimacy coordinator available sounded like a tactic to take control of the situation. She mentioned that she needed to have an intimacy coordinator completely while filming a private scene with an actor, the way she did with Justin in It Ends With Us. And this is absolutely wild because in her complaint, she mentioned that she needed to have an intimacy coordinator on set. Justin countered this by revealing her chat where she had no interest in meeting with the intimacy coordinator. In fact, she acted as the intimacy coordinator many times on the set, which means she had control over how close she could get to Justin. And to turn around and say there was no intimacy coordinator available sounded like a tactic to take control of the situation. Also, Blake actually pointed out that she's not like other actors who shapeshifts and let themselves be consumed by a character. Many people have often said Blake plays herself in every movie, and she proved them right in her statement.
You can't just put me in any clothes and give me any words and have me step in and transform. And I used to be very insecure about that. I used to feel like an imposter because I would watch actors who were just shapeshifters. They could do it in any circumstance.
Blake reveals that she's a different type of actor from the others in the industry, suggesting that she was really herself on the set with Justin. And probably by being herself, things got a little too real in a way that didn't favor Blake. When asked how she gets into character, Blake said,
I mean, for me, the way I always get into a character is through their wardrobe. When I literally inhabit them, I feel so much more. Clothes are very expressive to me. I feel like a different person given whatever I'm wearing.
It gets hilarious because some of the clothes came from her closet, which means she based the character on herself. Meanwhile, getting into character is an entirely different approach for Justin.
Started to keep a journal as if I was Ryle and the things that Ryle experienced in his life. And I had to create, as an example, the trauma that happened to him. I had to recreate that for myself.
In the book, Ryle is described as very attractive and irresistible, and there are speculations that
for myself.
In the book, Ryle is described as very attractive and irresistible, and there are speculations that Blake might have also seen Justin that way.
I just really love romance, and I love it as an audience member, and I love it in my real life, and I just really believe in romance.
Hello, my lovely peaches. How are you? It's kind of dark again. Let's see, it's Sunday, January 19th, 2025 at 4:15 p.m. TikTok was shut down last night at midnight, but it seems to be back up. I don't know. So anyway, I was trying to watch It Ends With Us, and then I got distracted watching things about Blake Lively, like all of the feuds that she had previously, like Anna Kendrick and somebody Leighton and Armie Hammer, although I think he's a sexual predator. So apparently she also has fallen in love with other co-stars. And so I'm just going to leave it like this. And so the theory that she actually fell for Justin Baldoni, he did not reciprocate the feelings, and so she decided to go after him and accuse him of sexual harassment, as well as steal his movie and take over every aspect of the movie. And those are my thoughts. So I said that I was going to read it in order. Part 3, I read pages 16 through 30. This is page 31. I really want to jump ahead to page 55 where she talks about his big nose. But let me see. Let me read some of this and see, you know, maybe I'll skip ahead a little bit to try to get through it, or I'll just skip ahead and then I can, you know, go back to finish it. But I want to get to the juicy stuff. So last up was she wanted to push back body scenes to the end of the schedule, and he was letting her know there's a million moving parts to the schedule. He just turned in a rewrite. They're working hard at that. So much of it comes down to locations, other cast availability, etc. Okay, and they've already been concerned that she's been doing rewrites that she really wasn't entitled to do, and how that was creating problems, which he's highlighting here. Okay, and so her response, and this was also after she went on and on and on about not being seen and how her dragons, Ryan and Taylor Swift, are on her side. And really fucking creepy, overbearing, over the top, fucking lunatic, like psycho. That's my opinion. Okay, so February 18th, 2023 at 3:37 p.m., Blake Lively writes, "Thank you for your voice memo. It's deeply appreciated. You are everything you promised to be as a collaborator. Thank you. I know my job here, and this piece is in big part my job here. We both understand the assignment as actors in the roles, but also as producers and also as marketers. We understand artistically, yes, but we get what we need to do in all aspects for this movie commercially. As woke as we both are and work to be, this movie requires a certain aesthetic." Okay, so this sentence right here is like, as woke as we both are. So, bitch, I don't think he's woke. I think he's like sincere. He means it. And yeah, you know, the genuine term of woke is like you're awake, you're aware, you're conscientious and all that. But she's using it as an aesthetic, in my opinion. It's part of the job that we both excitedly signed up for. I don't shy away from it because it's not problematic. It's the assignment. Like when someone is about to start an athletic event, it's their job to be in top shape. My husband and I both look at certain roles as athletic events, and this is one of them. It's not always a part of the job, but on this one it is, and that's great. As much as I'd love not to think about it. Oh, this is her responding when he was like, don't worry about your body. Okay, so this is her putting him in his place because he told her not to worry about her body. She's going to look great. As much as I'd love not to think about it, that would be irresponsible and also impossible because it's unrealistic to not acknowledge what I need to do. This is my job here, and I meet my responsibilities with extreme work ethic. I look for solutions to achieve my high goals instead of lowering my goals. We all win when we're each firing at our highest capabilities, and you and I both are, and will continue to. I just need as much time as possible because I just had my 4th baby. Okay, so this is like a whole big workup to be like, bitch, let me do it the way I want to. I just need as much time as possible because I just had my 4th baby. I understand that you'll never personally know all the nuances of the challenges unless you've lived this physical moment in time I'm in with this physical road ahead. So having your understanding and support to help me pull this off is critical. What a condescending fucking see you next Tuesday bitch cunt twat. And very, very appreciated. Not just in my experience now, but also healing from experiences past. So thank you. We are going to kill it and be so fit they have to Lola us to look less banging. What does that mean? I don't know. End of page 31. Top of it, page 32 of 179. Let's see. 51. Lively then delivered an ultimatum. If Baldoni could not get on board with her work methods, he had 2 weeks to recast her. 52. Implicit in this ultimatum was a threat to destroy Baldoni's reputation and career. As Lively well knew, Baldoni has worked hard throughout his career to earn and deserve a reputation based on his passionate advocacy for women's rights, a reputation she would later exploit and weaponize against him. If Lively were to back out of the film, especially based on accusations of fat shaming, Baldoni's reputation and life work would be left in tatters. He had no choice but to bow to Lively and Reynolds' demands. Concerns about Lively's undue influence over the film began to grow even before filming started. April 20th, 2023 at 6:16 a.m. Producer: he cannot let her have opinions on everything. Jamie Heath. Blake? Producer: or she's going to be co-directing this film. Yes, Jamie Heath. Jamie Heath. Blake? Producer: or she's going to be co-directing this film. Yes, Jamie Heath. Yeah, we were talking about that a lot yesterday. Producer: exactly. This is why everyone is starting to lose it. We've been talking about the same thing for months. Jamie Heath: yep, it's starting to get resolved. Producer: no, it's not. Okay, so this is the end of 32. 53. This was the first time Lively openly moved to seize control of the film from Baldoni, but it would not be the last. This is the end of page 32. I'm going to scroll past. I'm jumping ahead because this is taking forever and I can't read too many pages in one video because unfortunately my computer doesn't have that much memory, which is a goddamn shame. I should have bought a better one. But anyway, I want to read the whole thing, but I just want to get to this part. Here, okay. So I just skipped 20 pages and I'm jumping ahead. All right, let's see. I'm going to jump. So I skipped. All right, I'm skipped to, let's say, this is page 51. All right. Now I'm scrolling back. Okay, so the return to production demands. All right, well, I'll go back. I just want to read this part. On page 5490. Page 54, number 90. Lively continued arguing and tried to direct him for the scene while they were supposed to be in character filming the scene. At some point, Heath and another producer, irritated, called Baldoni aside to express they can't capture the intended, quote, shot because Lively wouldn't stop talking. He was instructed to somehow get her to stop. While there was a brief verbal exchange, Baldoni, heeding the instruction of their assistant director and producers, continued to try to bring them back into character. As they were acting in this montage scene, Lively continued to break character and speak as herself rather than as Lily, which was extremely confusing for Baldoni, who was trying to balance directing the scene within his artistic vision while also acting in character while filming and trying to get Lively to do the same. Lively apologized for the smell of her spray tan and body makeup. Baldoni responded, "It smells good," and continued acting, slow dancing as he believed his character would with his partner, which requires some amount of, end of page 54, top of page 55, physical touching. Lively took them out of character again and began to joke about Baldoni's nose, which he laughed off and joked in turn, even as Lively joked that he should get plastic surgery. Footnote 16. Lively incorrectly alleges that this scene was filmed without sound. Baldoni was wearing a microphone, and the entire exchange is captured on camera. Embarrassing! Any suggestions that this scene was filmed in any manner other than pure professionalism by Baldoni is unequivocally countered
with actual evidence. Her allegation of sexual harassment is a documented and knowingly fabricated lie. 91. Moreover, it was Lively who engaged in unchoreographed kissing scenes. One scene, again captured on camera, exhibits Lively pulling Baldoni in to kiss her. It is clear Lively was initiating unchoreographed kissing. In one take, she pulled Baldoni in and kissed him once, in another twice, and the number of kisses entirely initiated by Lively, changed at her whim. Baldoni, as a professional actor who, among other roles, played the lead's love interest in television's Jane the Virgin for 5 years, 100 episodes, is, like most actors, accustomed to rehearsing or filming scenes multiple times, often with variations, without needing permission while in character. While Lively now takes issue with any innocuous improvisation Baldoni, as Ryle, may have allegedly initiated while in character, Baldoni treated their relationship on camera as professional, each playing their part, each doing their job. If no one was supposed to improvise, Baldoni would have no way of knowing, based on Lively's own actions. Lively demonstrated again and again that this was a normal and acceptable part of filming romantic scenes. Okay, and then there's more complaining about inappropriate kissing, but I'm going to go back because I want to know what did number 80. All right, let's see. All right, so I had jumped ahead. This is the nudity rider. Let's see, I did want to see what 89 said, and then I'll go back up to where I had left off. So this is talking about how... So this is where I had said Justin made a gigantic mistake where he had written to Blake, just hired intimacy coordinator who I love, will set you up to meet. FT FaceTime with her next week for intro. And this is, let's see. Let's see if I can zoom in. I want to see the date. No, it doesn't say. But then Blake says, I feel good. I can meet her when we start. Smile face. Thank you, though. And then supposedly Blake acted as the intimacy coordinator very inappropriately. But so this was the huge mistake right here that Justin made, in my opinion. He then sends this to his producer saying, just FYI, just wanted to tell you about this. It seems she doesn't want to meet intimacy coordinator until we start, which may mess up the workflow, but I can still meet with her, of course. That's fine if she doesn't want to meet her now. No, it's not fine, and it shouldn't have been fine, and it's not fine. It was never fine. You'll just have to walk her through what you and intimacy coordinator are thinking. No, bad. You should not ever have to do that. That's not what you should do. That's exactly what you shouldn't do, because then this is what happens. Because then you're not protected, Justin. 86, this is top of page 53. As a result, many sex scenes were not written with simultaneous collaboration and input from both Lively and the intimacy coordinator, which, Justin, you made that huge mistake. You should not have allowed her to say no. You should have pushed back. As Baldoni had long intended, the female gaze that Lively distorted in her CRD complaint and on information and belief circulated to the New York Times for its publication weeks before filing her complaint with the court, in the end, Lively rejected all of the intimacy coordinator's proposal to rewrite the scenes herself. 87. Most egregiously, Lively later used the circumstances created entirely by her to accuse Baldoni of insisting Lively do, quote, uncomfortable or, quote, gratuitous scenes that were in fact proposed by the intimacy coordinator and by all accounts very typical asks of any actor performing simulated sex scenes. This is well documented in handwritten notes Baldoni took during meetings with the intimacy coordinator and later read to Lively. Lively, in her recent allegations, misrepresented these ideas as personal, despite the fact that they were workshopping scenes for their characters. Lively's inability to discern the basic premise of the divide between collaborating on a film and personal interactions with her co-star and director is woven throughout her claims of sexual harassment. 88. In support of what Lively positioned as the impetus for these demands, she alleges Baldoni personally added, quote, graphic content, including a scene in which Miss Lively was to orgasm on camera, end quote. This is false. During a creative meeting which Lively requested to take place in her home, Baldoni read to her his notes from the intimacy coordinator, including a suggestion that Lively's character orgasm during the scene, similar to the book. Lively remarked, quote, oh no, I'm too old for that, end quote. And Baldoni offered another suggestion instead, also from his notes from the meeting with the intimacy coordinator. Baldoni then moved on. And then this is back to, 89. This is the top of it, page 54 of 179. Lively's later complaint sheds light on what this point was alluding to in this demand, which at the time was baffling, and upon review of the filmed evidence is unequivocally based on a lie. Production was filming, quote, a romance montage, quote, of Lily and Ryle on their date. One of the producers played music to set the mood so the characters could slow dance. Lively, consistently unable to take direction, insisted she really liked the ideas of the characters constantly talking, because she doesn't know how to shut the fuck up, I've learned. Because, as she described, she and her husband like to, quote, keep talking and talking and talking. Yeah, we fucking know. And it's all snarky and rude and fucking insults and shit, and you think you're funny and you're just crass. Like to keep talking and talking and talking. Baldoni, her director, and the film's assistant director, who was directing the scene, disagreed. In an attempt to encourage her to take his direction, Baldoni offered up that he and his wife often just look into each other's eyes silently. Take a hint, read the room. To which she responded, quote, like sociopaths, end quote. And laughed. Baldoni laughed and shook it off while Lively once again started talking about how she and her husband can't not talk. Baldoni said, quote, I think that's cute, and complimented the couple, to which Lively responded, quote, I think it's more than cute. 90. Lively continued arguing and tried to direct him for the scene while they were supposed to be in character filming the scene. Okay, and that's where she insults him. So now I'm going to go back up to where I left off before. All right, here we go. I'm going to go back to page 32. I changed my cursor to these cute bubbles. All right, let's go back. Let's see if I can actually get to page 54. All right, top of page 31 of 179. Justin Baldoni against Blake Lively. 51. Okay, wait, I read this. All right, 33. D. Filming begins as Lively builds her takeover strategy. 54. Principal photography began for the film in early May of 2023. On set, Lively continued to maintain what later appeared to be a facade of a close, caring relationship with Baldoni, even as she continued to make escalating demands for creative control. 55. By the time production began, Lively and Baldoni had worked closely together for months, and Lively expressed warm gratitude for her collaboration with Baldoni on the eve of filming. All right, so this is from May 15th of 2023 at 9:43. This is from Blake Lively to Justin Baldoni. This note means so much to me. I'm excited to start tomorrow. but it's only one piece of the journey. We started months ago, and I'm grateful for all we've built so far. Thank you for caring so much and putting every bit of you into showing it. You have given so much of your time to fight for great, and that hasn't gone unappreciated or unseen for a moment. Let's do this shit. From Blake Lively to Justin Baldoni. Then, 56. Throughout the first filming period, Lively continued to share her open and unguarded thoughts on life and her character. She talked about wardrobe choices to make her character, quote, much sexier, end of 33. Top of page 34. Top of it. Okay, this is May 17th from Blake Lively to Justin Baldoni. We'll show you both ways, but beanie is much sexier. It's the look. Feels TV without, especially with a crop top in the snow. It justifies the rest of the skin, and also is a girl I would check out walking down the street because it washes the effort off the rest of the look. She's tacky. She's cringe. 57. Lively continued to express her warm appreciation and respect for Baldoni as filming continued, even as she acknowledged she could be difficult and critical of others, using the kind of language she herself would have alleged to be inappropriate. Footnote 8. Lively's use of the word, quote, ball buster would certainly have made it on her 17-point list had it been Baldoni who said it. Double standard much, biatch? Okay, here we go. May 23rd. Let's see if I'll zoom in. Okay, May 23rd, 2023. So this is like midnight, I guess, like 12:40 a.m. Justin Baldoni. I'm not going to tell you that you were amazing because you tease me for being so sentimental, but you were amazing today. And then this is 2 minutes later. Blake Lively. Thank you. I do appreciate it. I'm just a ball buster, but it means a lot to me. I care a great deal and always want to deliver. You were terrific. I'm proud of everything we did today, but really every day. Then, same day, May 23rd at 12:43 a.m., Justin Baldoni loved that comment and then wrote thank you with prayer hands. Okay. And then page 35, 58. Lively's intimate comfort with Baldoni continued as filming progressed. In June 2023, after the alleged harassment and, quote, uncomfortable situations allegedly occurred, she even invited Baldoni to her trailer to rehearse while pumping breast milk. Which, in case you don't know, when you pump breast milk, your tits are out. Yeah, you got, like, you can cover one boob, and you can have the thing covers your nipple, but you gotta get your boob in there, and then you gotta, like, switch, and, you know, you'll be tits out. It's so weird and intimate. Like, what the fuck? It is not a moment to be rehearsing lines unless it's with your goddamn husband or some shit, you know. Anyway, unless you're real fucking cool. You can do it, I don't care. But it's weird to me to be inviting a man to your trailer to go over lines while you fucking have your tits out and you're pumping, but then you want to later accuse him of sexual harassment? Whew. Okay, so this is May 2nd of 2023. This is at 10:58. I'm just pumping in my trailer if you want to work out our lines. From Blake Lively to Justin Baldoni. 59. Lively was so close and comfortable with Baldoni that she freely breastfed in front of him during meetings, which is normal for many women, you know. It's not shameful. I'm not embarrassed about nursing. I haven't done it in many years, but when I did, I was like, I don't fucking care. And I even had a couple arguments with my now ex because he was like, you want to cover? I'm like, motherfucker, it's not I don't give a two shits if somebody feels uncomfortable. I'm keeping my child alive. That's on you. Look away, motherfucker, if you feel uncomfortable. Like, what? But anyway, that was me. So. But then, of course, if you don't want somebody staring at you, that's creepy. But anyway, I don't believe that's what was happening. Okay. I feel like I read this already. She took photos of him holding and soothing her crying baby. Number 9. Out of respect for Lively's privacy, this complaint does not include any images of her family. She took photos of him holding and soothing her crying baby in her penthouse. They laughed deliriously during late-night writing sessions. Sounds like maybe they were falling in love, or she was falling in love with him, allegedly. All of these events took place after the alleged sexual harassment. Lively's accusations seemed to come out of the blue. 60. She even knew his tea order. Okay, that's spilling the tea. So are you trying to say she was into him? That was the end of page 35. Top of page 36. Top of it. Okay, so this is from Justin to Blake. This is May 9th, 2023 at 2:31 p.m. en route to you. Can I get you anything? And then Blake Lively says to Justin at on May 9th, 2023 at 2:43. So it's 12 minutes later. No, all good, thank you, though. I'm getting you a hot matcha. And do you know what Brandon likes? 61. Lively herself set the tone for personal discussions on set, including what language was acceptable. For example, on one occasion, while filming a restaurant scene, Lively sat on the floor in painfully expensive shoes while discussing with a group of male cast and crew how, quote, sexy her shoes were. Footnote 10. This is evidenced in film footage captured between scene takes, as I assumed a bunch of shit's gonna be. Lively had no issue using the word, quote, sexy herself, but apparently took note both times Baldoni said the word in her presence. End of page 36. Top of it, page 37. 62. Though she was loose and relaxed in her speech on set, she was increasingly stringent in the demands she imposed on the production. She rewrote her own dialogue constantly and took it upon herself to make unilateral changes to other characters' lines, effectively rewriting the script day by day. This pattern of domineering interference caused unending interruptions to the production process, leading to entirely unnecessary stress, chaos, and delays. It is well documented on film footage how frequently she requested changes and how, at every motherfucking turn, Baldoni took her thoughts and, out of fear of repercussions from Lively and her allies, aka fucking Ryan and Taylor, her dragons, he consistently tried to accommodate them. During labor strikes, Lively moves to seize absolute power. She's like the axis of evil. 63. On May 2nd, 2023, the Writers Guild of America, WGA, went on strike. 64. Production of the film halted temporarily on June 14th, 2023, due to WGA picketing. The next day, the production was notified that the WGA had agreed not to picket their set, allowing production to continue. But Lively was already gone and refused to return to the production immediately. Wayfarer reworked the shooting schedule at great expense to film the scenes with the younger versions of the characters instead of footage requiring Lively. On June 27th, 2023, production shut down entirely for the pendency of the strike. So I want to just add that I was kind of watching it right now in between doing this, and I agree that the rooftop scene was fake. It was so contrived. It was like, this is not how people really talk. Everything about it seemed like icky. I really didn't like it. That's the scene that she pretended that she wrote and fought for and talked about her dragons and shit and standing up for herself. And then it turned out that Ryan wrote that. Like, everything about that is so weird. Like, what? That is so strange to me. But one of the things that I found and find very off-putting was that he was like, tell me a naked truth, or tell me another naked truth or something. And she said something like, I lost my virginity to a homeless person. And then it's like, oh, well, unhoused or whatever. And she lost her virginity to a homeless person. That's what she says. But then as you start to watch the movie, it's like everything about, like, he wasn't a homeless person. He was her friend who, like, he was her schoolmate who was staying in an abandoned house across, next door to her. And she was giving him food and letting him shower in her house and giving her dad's clothes. And then, like, they fall in love gardening together or whatever. And it's like, who would say that about, like, this guy that you fell in love with and he was so special to you, and then you meet this other stranger and the first thing you say is, not the first thing you say, but, like, this truth is, I lost my virginity to a homeless person. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. Like, how thoughtful that the girl seemed. And then, honestly, I think Blake is a terrible actress. And there was a real clip of her saying she can't just, put on clothes and then be given a script and then, like, shape shift. She's not that kind of actress. Like, you mean you're not an actress? You mean you're literally yourself? You act the same in every single movie. There's the snow out there. In every single, can you hear that pop up? Every single thing you do, you're basically the same character. And then they were, like, asking her in one interview, like, how do you get into character or whatever? And she's like, oh, well, the wardrobe is really it. And the lady sitting next to her literally laughed. And the other people, like, they seemed like they were, like, trying so hard not to even look at her. But anyway, like, you can't act. You can't act to save your life. It's just so sad because I feel like the film really could have been maybe a good film, but Blake totally destroyed it. It even made me think, like, maybe they should try to, like, do it again. Hopefully they'll win. They'll get the $400 million, and then they can, like, make the film over. Even, like, that other one. What was that? Simple Favor that she did with Anna Kendrick. They should just reshoot the whole thing. Replace her. Hire somebody else. They used to do that more. They would just replace somebody. We'll get over it. Fucking replace her. She ain't that fucking special. God, she's a twat. All right, 65. The SAG-AFTRA strike soon followed, beginning July 14th, 2023. 66. To make the most of the time during the strike, Baldoni began editing the footage that had been captured to date, starting the director's process of turning footage into film. 67. Lively expressed excitement over returning to shoot in the fall in New York, making no mention of any discomfort or harassment that would be brought up only later, after months of being apart on the day the strikes ended. End of page 37, page 38. All right, I have to keep in mind how long this is getting. 68. Both before and during the strikes, Lively's eager involvement in the production took on a more insistent and manipulative tone as she asked for access to the, quote, dailies, 11 footnote. Quote, dailies refers to raw footage of what was filmed that day, including the many, quote, takes. This is not shared with cast. So she asked for access to the, quote, dailies and early cuts of scenes, both inappropriate and unorthodox requests. Here's from Blake Lively to Justin Baldoni, May 13th, 2023 at 11:54. Hey, would you mind giving me access to dailies? And I'm curious which takes you liked of the scenes you showed blank. My manager blank flew out to visit set and leaves tomorrow a.m. He heard all about it from Warren, and I'd love to show him. I appreciate you may be too slammed right now to make this happen, but maybe someone else can facilitate. Thanks so much. End of page 38, top of page 39. And again, so wait, let's see. So that was May. No, that's June 13th, okay? So then July 19th of 2023 at 2:30 p.m. from Blake Lively to Justin Baldoni. Hey, I hope you and your family are well. I watched the selects you sent. So great. I was so happy and energized. Such solid work from everyone on and off camera. It was really cool to see. We were working so quickly. There was never the time to look back. It was nice to revisit from an audience's perspective. Please let me know who to reach out to get access to the full gallery of dailies. I'm so looking forward to seeing all that we have in the can. And of course, any scenes you cut together, I'd love to see. Hope you're having a good summer and hopefully a good edit. Will your assembly be done soon? X. 69. Wayfarer, Baldoni, and another producer on the film strategized about how to respond to Lively, which became common practice so as not to trigger backlash from Lively. The text exchange below demonstrates adamant objections to giving Lively the dailies. Not only was it an inappropriate overreach, but there was a very real concern that a simple ask, such as rewriting a couple of scenes, would turn into a complete takeover, i.e. rewriting the script. They rightly feared that giving her the dailies could turn into her demanding to edit the whole movie, which is exactly what ultimately happened. End of page 39. Top of it, page 40. Okay, here we have some texts. Let's zoom in. June 14th, 2023 at 1:54 a.m. Justin Baldoni. Hey, would you mind giving me access to dailies? And I'm curious what takes you liked of the scenes you showed Warren. My manager blank flew out. All right, I already read this. And then, okay, thoughts. He sends it to the producer. I'd say no, but check her contract first, LOL. Jamie Heath. I was waiting for blank to respond first. Surprise face? It's an absolute no for me as well. Respectfully. Not sure best way to respond being how delicate it is. Producer. I think you can either not respond until tomorrow. Okay, that's the end of page 40. Top of it, page 41. Okay. I think you can either not respond until tomorrow or say you need to talk to the team or just say no, you're not comfortable with it. Jamie Heath, maybe we can let this be a Sony decision and you can respond with that for now. Justin Baldoni, thank you. Spoke to blank too. I think I'm just going to say yes and send her a playlist of a bunch of good takes from different scenes that last for 3 or 4 days. Blank said no, LOL. Producer, we all said no and you're going to send? No. She liked the idea of a playlist. No to access to all dailies. I wasn't clear in text. Producer, okay, copy. End of page 41, top of page 42. Basically send her a playlist of what I showed her agent. And then if or when she responds and says, can you send me everything? That's what I'll say. I'm not comfortable with that as I haven't even seen everything. Blank believes that she will then start to edit the movie and tell me which takes to use if she has access to everything. Producer, yes, I agree with that. Also, this is exactly how the writing process started. She asked if it was okay if she could take a pass at some dialogue tweaks on the rooftop scene. June 15th, 2023 at 4:33 a.m. Just talked to Blake. She's in very good spirits and seemed happy about this. Very nice conversation. Producer, good. Jamie Heath, great to hear. June 16th, 2023 at 12:20 a.m. Am I hearing Blake is not available? Am I hearing Blake is not available? 70. After consulting internally as how to respond, Baldoni politely pushed back, explaining that it was much too early in the editing process to share much footage. End of page 42, top of it, page 43. Let's see, this is from Justin Baldoni to Blake Lively on July 20th, 2024 at 4:51. Hi, sorry for slow response. Yes, family is good. Brutal being away for so long and happy we are finally together. Lots happening, all good things overall. Had to hire new editors who I adore. They are going through everything now. I'm so happy you felt energized by what you saw. Your performance is really, really beautiful. Stunning, actually. I disagree with that, Justin. Read dailies. Obviously, you know I want your input. That's why I sent the 5-hour playlist. Jesus. But at this point, it's too early for me to share all the dailies. I start my cut in early August, given the new editors, and still going through the rest myself. Also figuring out our shooting plan as I have to cut and combine and find ways to scale down for budget. Once I'm physically in the edit and have touched scenes myself, I'd love to share with you. I hope you enjoy this time off with your family. Talk soon. From Justin to Blake, 71. At that point, Lively reluctantly paid nominal lip service to the notion that Baldoni, the film's director, was entitled to the time and space needed for his directorial cut, but continued to push. End of page 43, top of it, page 44. From Blake to Justin on the 20th of July at 5:35 p.m. I don't want to infringe on your time with your cut, of course. Don't feel the need to send me cut scenes. I was just excited to see. Read dailies. None of the producers have had access to dailies? ? It's just you? 72. Baldoni shared limited scenes with Lively, feeling uncomfortable all the while, yet he already knew that he had to bow to Lively's demands in order to get out of the film and its powerful message. Finally, he put his foot down, sending Lively one final scene and then telling her he would not be sending any more cuts until he finished his editorial process. From Justin Baldoni to Blake Lively on July 20th at 7:32 p.m. Sorry, back-to-back meetings. All good. Love the excitement, and I'm excited to show you when time is right. No, not just me. Blank and Jamie have access to dailies, but not assemblies or cuts. Where did he put his foot down? 44, end of page 44, top of it, page 45. Happy birthday, Blake. Coincidentally, today is the last day of my edit as we are closing. This is August 25th, 2023 at 7:11 p.m. Happy birthday, Blake. Coincidentally, today is the last day of my edit as we are closing the room until we shoot again. It's been wildly successful and I'm so happy. You are so fantastic in the film. I'm sending you over one of my favorite sections. I won't be posting or sending anything to anyone after this, but I'm excited to show you more in person when we come back. Please watch before Sunday, as all Pix accounts will get shut down on Monday until we are back up. Can't wait to hear what you think. Have an amazing day. XX from Justin, 73. The WGA strike ended on September 27th, 2023, and the SAG-AFTRA strike ended on November 9th, 2023. Months before, Baldoni had made Lively's representative aware that they would continue pre-production in order to, quote, hit the ground running when the strikes ended. 74. But Lively and her lawyers had been busy devising other plans during the strike. 75. The same day that the SAG-AFTRA strike ended, Baldoni, the studios, and producers were eager to resume production. Instead, they were met with an email from Lively's lawyer, who sent Wayfarer an unsettling and unexpected 17-point list of non-negotiable conditions that must be met before Lively would return to work. The stunning list was drafted for the apparent purpose of insinuating or outright claiming that Baldoni, Heath, and others had engaged in sexually inappropriate conduct during filming. Nothing could be further from the truth. End of page 45. All right, and then this is the top of page 46. And I am going to end this here because the computer's not going to be able to handle any more in one more video. So if you are into this and you enjoy listening to me reading it in my own voice with my own little side quips and opinions, then don't forget to hit like, hit share, hit subscribe, hit the bell notification so you don't ever miss out on a new video. You can join me on my website, catlovedreamingpeach.com, and also on my Patreon, and you can become a member on YouTube. And I have TikTok with the same name. It was shut down briefly, but it's back up, so you could join me there if you want to. Okay, see you, bye.
DreamingPeach.com.
catlovedreamingpeach.com.
Fucking crook. I don't know.
catlovedreamingpeach.com.
DreamingPeach.com.
Justin countered this by revealing her chat, where she had no interest in meeting with the intimacy coordinator. In fact, she acted as the intimacy coordinator many times on the set, which means she had control over how close she could get to Justin. And to turn around and say there was no intimacy coordinator available sounded like a tactic to take control of the situation. Also,